Hello and welcome to this interesting webinar series titled Lessons from the Masters, powered by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. So friends, as you are aware that Lessons from the Masters is a popular webinar series where top MFDs and trainers share the nuances of various aspects of the distribution business. So in this context, we bring to you an interesting episode on tapping opportunities in rural market. Friends, given the vast business opportunities for MFDs in rural India, we all know how important it is for us to expand our business in the real Bharat. However, before you get into the uncharted territory, you would certainly like to know the opportunities and the size of the rural market, key challenges in the rural market, and so on. So, to answer these pertinent questions, today we have with us Manish Kothari, CEO of ZFunds. Friends, ZFunds is a mutual fund distribution platform which caters to especially rural investors. So, Manish is a commerce graduate from St. Xavier College, Kolkata. He also holds a post graduate diploma in management from TA Pai Institute of Management from Manipal. So Manish will be in conversation with none other than Mr. K.S. Rao, Head Distribution Development and Investor Education at Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. So as we all know about KS, that he has two major passions. One, make India financially literate, and second, empower MF distribution community. In fact, under his leadership, his fund house has won many prestigious awards, like the recent one is from Asia Asset Management Award in the field of investor education. So, without wasting any single minute, let me welcome KS and Mr. Manish. Over to you, Mr. KS.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you so much, and good evening, Manish. And Namaskar, Swaghat. After Happy Diwali, we are meeting. This is a शायद नया साल की पहले दिन आप सबसे मुलाकात. Thank you so much for being here. And for all of us, this Diwali was a very special Diwali. I think अपना celebrations शायद थोड़े पहले से शुरू हो गई है. I mean, we had Cafemutual Confluence on 13th of October, and I think little over 14 days before celebrations have started for us. And of course, this Diwali, we have not only celebrated 5 days, starting from Wagh Baras to yesterday with Baiduj, but this Diwali we celebrated King Kohli coming back. Probably it is, Diwali always symbolic, like King Rama is coming to Ayodhya back, like the King Kohli coming back with a victory for us with the World Cup. And second one could be, we can see the Empire Raj to Rishi Raj in UK now. And the third, I think today the celebration continues. Today, not only market being up, but it is also a win over Netherlands with a sizable 56 runs margin. And it was a fantastic win to move on. And it's a great to experiment. With this, all good news. We have here, we are here to discuss something, a very different thing which we have not discussed earlier. What could be the opportunity elsewhere available to us? Mera Bharat Mahan. We all talk about it's a Amrit Kal of India, and we always talk about this Amrit Kal comes from the Bharat too, and that Bharat where we go into south. And with me today, Mr. Manish. परिचय निशांत ने आपको सबको परिचय दिया है. निशा अभी we can go and explore what is this 15 years journey in the industry made him to come to this profile and started something. This morning उनसे आपस में बात हो रहा था. मैंने पूछा था कि is Z funds क्या हो सकता है? Can I call Z funds? Amazon में A to Z होता है, A to Z and Amazon we write, and it is Z funds could be something. Everyone will start with A and want to end to reach at the Z. This is accomplishing your financial goals. Probably the Z funds are making that, and if you all can go and see Z funds website, you can learn a lot the kind of work they have done. And kudos to Manish. Manish, congratulations and welcome. Indeed, it's a great opportunity to connect with you today. And जैसे we all talk mutual fund सही है. आपकी वेबसाइट में काफी कुछ इन्वेस्टमेंट आसान है और एडवाइजर की जरूरत है और लेकिन निवेशक के लिए एक्सपर्ट सही है. एंड आज अपना जर्नी म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर से म्यूचुअल फंड एक्सपर्ट की जगह जाने वाला है. लेट अस हैव दिस कन्वर्सेशंस and I'll start with the first question. What made this transformation journey of your career, moving from the Stanchart City to IIFL to Paisa Bazaar, now with the rural India and with the Z funds? Over to you, Mr. Manish.
Thank you.
Your voice is little
Thank you,
breaking,
Nishant,
Manish.
for having me. I spent about. Is it better now?
Yeah, it is little better.
Hello.
If the volume can be also adjusted, it's a little more.
Just.
Friends, you can use our chat section. I think Manish got dropped out, or yeah, he's there.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better. It's better. Please carry on.
Yeah. So like you know, I've spent more than 15 years in the wealth management and financial product distribution space. A lot of people ask me this question, कि जहाँ पे, from serving real or ultra HNI customers to building for real India, building for people who have small savings, 1,000-2,000 रुपए का SIP लगा रहे हैं. What was the transformation? And clearly it's the opportunity there. Today, अगर आप देखें कि mutual fund as an industry has gone through 3 phases of distribution. First phase was led by private banks. Started in mid 90s, जहाँ पे इंडिया में काफी सारे private banks खुल रहे थे, ICICI, HDFC, and a lot of these private banks were emerging and opening their branches, along with foreign banks. So सारे mutual funds इनके साथ tie up करके they did very well, reached the urban affluent. If my father has been investing in mutual fund for last 25 years, it is thanks to one of these banks. Most of these banks actually introduced mutual funds to urban affluents. Then the second phase, started around mid 2000, where large national distributors like Bajaj Capital, NJ, Prudent, etc., started expanding their footprints along with a lot of independent financial advisors. That was the time. बहुत सारे independent financial advisors आए इस business में, and they took mutual funds or SIPs to urban middle class. अगर आज SIP household name है इंडिया में, तो it is because of these distributors. Then came the third phase of distribution, around 2013-14, which saw the rise of digital distributors. I used to run one such business at Policy Bazaar. They took mutual funds to urban millennials. They really got the average age down for mutual fund investors. Most of these platforms' average age is about 27-28 years. Versus industry average, which is much higher. So they took the average age down. अगर आप ये देखो कि ये 3 phase of distribution, as an industry, we missed a very big part, which is rural India. All of these 3 phases of distribution were focused on urban customers. The urban affluent in the first phase, urban middle class in the second phase, and urban millennials in the third phase. We missed a very big part of India, which is 70% of India, which is rural India. Me and Vidhi, we saw that opportunity. We saw that as a very big opportunity. To build something which is different, from what is being offered in the market, what other players are trying to compete for. This is a space which I see as absolutely virgin. There's no competition. Most of the places where we operate, there's hardly any competition. So it made a lot of business sense, honestly, to be there and serve customers, who otherwise have absolutely no access to financial advice. Sorry, KS, you're not audible, KS.
Yeah, I think I kept it on mute. Yeah, absolutely right. And जैसे आप कहा था, urban India से rural India, urban now, that's the situation. And in fact, today we have all the friends who have logged in our MFDs, and most of our MFDs, and in fact, today rural India is talking about mutual funds. Kudos to our MFDs, the way they developed and over a period of time, and you are rightly put it. But I merely need to compliment and appreciate, which is not easy model, because doing business in urban India is much more easier than doing rural India. Of course, thanks to the regulator for the focus on B30, now things are shaping up much better. And you have taken those first steps, and I'm very glad the journey so far is so good as you planned. But there is a few things. I'll put some direct questions. When you are with Paisa Bazaar, and those were distribution as a direct plans. Today's ZFunds is a distributor, and the normal, it's you become a regular plan distributor, and then you have a sub-broker model. How this is combination is working? What is that made? Because this gives a clarity to many of our MFDs. Yes, there is a future. We can make this model work for us, and they can come back and like over a conversation, we will just look at how the new distribution can come to your space and work with ZFunds too.
Mhm. So, because again, these questions have been asked a lot of times. That pehle, we were actually the first ones to launch a direct plan platform, a large platform to launch direct plans. And why this transformation from direct plans to regular plans? Honestly, the answer to this question lies in understanding who your customers are. If you see, our customers come from the bottom 500 districts. Like I told you, we want to serve rural India, the bottom 500 districts in the country. When I say bottom 500 districts, I mean district, let's say 101st district to 600 district in the country. That's that's our target market. Our customers come from the bottom 500 districts in the country. They have absolutely no access to the most superior small savings product today. Okay. They have traditionally invested in 5 types of products: bank fixed deposits, insurance, chit funds, gold, and real estate. If you see all of these 5 products, they have some kind of physicality involved. Gold and real estate, where the product is physical. Why I call gold and real estate physical products? Because कोई भी gold और real estate के holding को value में नहीं measure करता. They measure it in terms of quantity they hold. Okay, कि मेरे पास 10 ग्राम, 10 तोला, 10 भरी gold है, या इतने इस size की जमीन है, right? So the product itself is physical. The other 3 products, which is bank deposit, insurance, and chit funds, the intermediaries are physical. When I say intermediaries are physical, either through a bank branch or a branch manager, an insurance agent, or a chit fund collection agent. Okay. So consumers are used to a physical interface. Either the product is physical, or the intermediary is physical. That's the typical consumer behavior in rural India. Okay. And when you are introducing a new product, you don't want to change the consumer behavior completely. Okay. You want to work with the same consumer behavior. So what we did was we understood this, that these people are comfortable with a physical product. How do you make mutual funds a physical product? By adding an intermediary, an agent or a sub broker or an advisor or an expert or a distributor, whatever word we use for it. Okay, so you have to add a physical touch to it. So that's what we did. And when you add such a physical touch, you have to offer regular plans. You can't offer direct plans, because you have to ensure that the intermediary, the physical touch, also survives, right? So that's what our approach was. These are, and I can tell you with my experience, that if you have to serve these markets, these customers are not the customers who will directly download a do-it-yourself app like Grow, Paytm Money, etc., and do transactions themselves. Some part, yes, but 90% of these customers will not. They need assistance even while buying products on Amazon and Flipkart.
Absolutely. I think, you're very right. Even today, I can see even urban investors are looking forward for an investment advisor. It is not the click of button. They understood things are not always a honeymoon to make things happen. And quite a good amount of has been lost in digital currencies. People are looking forward, and rural India, they need an assistant. I mean, I was just looking at the how the postal department transforming the rural India into a very different way. Today, postman can deliver you at the home. If you are with Aadhaar, you can deliver, cash can be delivered at home, in the rural India. That's a kind of work, and it's a huge opportunity. I fully agree with you, and you are one of those very fast movers to do that. And I'm glad you have used the model of sub brokers at this point of time. I also congratulate today. You have quite a good amount, more than 3,000 sub brokers who are the ARN holders. शायद हम एम्फी के तरफ से एक नया कैंपेन शुरू की थी, MFD करे शुरू, which is going in a big way. Our whole intention at Amphi is taking currently roughly around 1 lakh plus active ARNs to 5 lakhs plus active ARNs. And shayad, the kind of contribution you are doing is fantastic. But if you can let us know the kind of work you have done to get the new distributors. And shayad, I was also watching your YouTube channel, the kind of way you are making the people to prepare for it. It was fantastic. You can explain both in English and Hindi. Today we have audience of the mix. I request audience also to put all your questions in Q&A. We will take enough number of questions possible at the end of the session, maybe in another 30 minutes time. Over to you, Manish.
Thanks a lot for your appreciation. If so the biggest challenge that the industry today faces is the number of distributors. When you compare it with insurance, insurance has about life insurance only has about 15,000 branches in the country. And mutual funds together, we have about 1,500 to 2,000 branches in the country. They cover practically all the districts in the country. We cover only about 170, 150 districts in the country. They have about the LIC has about 25 lakh agents. We have about around 50,000 active distributors in the country. There's a very big gap in terms of distribution. To build a really scalable model of distribution, what we did was very simple. When we launched our product, we also started building content. Okay. Thanks to our efforts there. Today, most of the sub brokers that we acquire, about 95% of the sub brokers or the experts that we acquire every month come through content or reference. Okay, about 50% come from content and about 50% come from reference. That speaks very, very highly about what we are building and why our agents or sub brokers or experts are happy with us. But there's much more to it. If you ask me the real reason, what had happened was about 4-5 years back, Amphi started pushing mutual fund Sahiya campaign in a big way. Okay, what that campaign actually did was create a lot of consumer demand. Okay.
Sorry for interfering. Chota sa request. This is coming from Babu Bhai Patel ji. I mean, kindly use the mix of Hindi and English.
Okay. Exactly. So Amphi ने जो वो mutual fund सही है campaign शुरू किया, and the digital exposure of these customers in smaller town, इनको समझ में आने लगा कि mutual fund is the right small savings product for them. Okay. अब जब customers को ये समझ में आ गया कि mutual fund मेरे लिए right product है, तो जब कस्टमर्स अपने इंश्योरेंस एजेंट और बाकी जो फाइनेंशियल कंसल्टेंट से बात करते थे, उनसे पूछते थे भाई म्यूचुअल फंड करा सकते हो क्या, सिप करा सकते हो कि जैसा कि आप लोग जानते हो कि अक्रॉस द कंट्री इंश्योरेंस भी काफी लोग सिप करके बेचते हैं, राइट? तो उनको समझ में आने लगा कि सिप और इंश्योरेंस में डिफरेंस है. वो सिप मांगने लगे. ओके, जब वो सिप मांगने लगे तो ये सारे इंश्योरेंस एजेंट भी दे वांटेड टू स्टार्ट म्यूचुअल फंड बिजनेस. ओके, बट कैसे शुरू करें? Because there was lack of distribution infrastructure. Apart from, let's say, अगर आप वो टॉप 170-80 डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हो जहाँ पे म्यूचुअल फंड्स के ऑफिसेस है, तब तो आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का काम. ओके, बट अगर वो आप 160-70 डिस्ट्रिक्ट में नहीं हो, तो आप म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का काम कैसे स्टार्ट करोगे? लेट्स से a large part of our business today, we are one of the biggest SIP distributors in a small district like Tinsukia. There's absolutely no one there. Okay, अगर आप वहां से हो तो आप कैसे स्टार्ट करोगे? तो जब ये customers digitally they started discovering us through our YouTube channel or through our content on our website, we started getting very very good response. And जितने ये like I said, 50% of our experts who work with us come through reference and 50% come through content. Okay, जो हमारा YouTube चैनल देख के आते हैं, जो हमारा वेबसाइट पढ़ के हमारे पास आते हैं, अगर 10 लोग हमारे पास आते हैं उसमें से 5 लोग हमारे साथ काम स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. तो आप ये समझिए कि कितना बड़ा गैप है. एंड ऑनेस्टली मैं बता रहा हूँ, इसमें हम वी आर जस्ट मेकिंग द प्रोडक्ट अवेलेबल. हम ऐसा कोई बहुत बड़ा कुछ नहीं कर रहे, जस्ट बिकॉज और कोई है नहीं वहां, तो हमें वो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा है टू सर्व देम.
That's fantastic, But today, like, there is one thing I look at: onboarding a new distributor or reaching out to the distributor to train. And you have got quite a good number of people. शायद 3,000 से ज़्यादा सब brokers आपके पास मिल चुकी है, उनका ARN हो चुकी है. How you get these people? Are there या LIC agents है और नया? But on your website I saw many of them are youngsters under mid-30s, and how you look at.
So about 70% of the people who have joined us are existing LIC agents.
Okay.
They are doing mutual fund distribution for the first time. First time mutual fund distribution का काम हमारे साथ. So जब वो हमें join करते हैं, first 30 to 45 days में we help them clear NISM exam. Once that NISM exam is cleared, there are multiple levels of training after that. But जो training अगर आप देखोगे तो दो part में हम divide करते हैं. One is regulatory, one is non-regulatory. Regulatory training, something that is mandatory. So we have all of them go through that mandatory training, of NISM 5 exam, in the first 30 to 45 days. On an average now, every month we मतलब करीब 200 से 250 लोग हमारे through NISM exam clear करते हैं. एक बार वो NISM exam clear कर जाते हैं तो फिर there are multiple training modules. But the most important part, which is NISM exam, how we help them clear that. तो जब वो join करते हैं, like I said, most of the people who work with us are a part of rural personal finance ecosystem. चाहे LIC agents होते हैं, retired bankers होते हैं, chit fund connection agent होते हैं, इनको basic financial planning, basic financial sense होता है. Okay, so what we do with them is कि हमारे website पे आके mock test वगैरह दे सकते हैं. We have created a YouTube channel, ZFundshala बोल के एक YouTube channel हमने शुरू किया, which now has about 5,000-6,000 subscribers. करीब 5,000 लोग इसमें daily आते हैं, हमारा videos देखते हैं. So NISM exam का हमने इसमें सारे 12 chapters का chapter wise modules डाल रखा है. Mock test का explanation with answers इसमें है. So a lot of people come use us to clear their NISM exam, and once they've used it, we also have a online online training batches every month. Okay. So basically, most of the people who join us clear their NISM exam. Once NISM exam is cleared, they are very very happy to start their business with us. During the course of their journey with us, they also have to undergo a lot of other training programs. Like अगर same YouTube channel में बात करो तो there are a lot of product specific trainings. There are a lot of soft skill trainings that we have put there, which is freely accessible to everyone today. Also, every Friday we have a call जहाँ पे हम एक टॉपिक पिक करते हैं और अपने एडवाइजर्स या सब ब्रोकर्स या एक्सपर्ट्स को ट्रेन करते हैं. So a lot of effort goes behind training. We understand because most of our users are either buying or selling mutual funds for the first time, and hence training becomes a very, very important part of it.
That's true. Absolutely. But there is one question I would like to ask and interview here. जैसे training होती है, and there is a revenue model which is not great at this point of time unless you build a good business. And how the client acquisition will happen for them?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
No, how the client acquisition for the new distributors, how they acquire the clients? Do you help them anyway, or client acquisition happens from them because of your trainings?
Absolutely. So I'll tell you, training comes after lead generation. So अगर आप अगर आप देखोगे independent financial advisors का what is the biggest pain point? The biggest pain point is how to grow their business, serve their customers or give their customers a better report, okay, or give their customers a better fund. The pain point is how do you grow your business beyond those 30, 40, 50 customers, beyond your first level of contacts. आप 30, 40, 50 लोगों को जानते हो, उनका तो आप SIP करा दोगे, उनका म्यूचुअल फंड का बिजनेस आप ले आओगे, बट कंसिस्टेंटली हाउ डू यू कीप एडिंग? अगर मैं इतने एडवाइजर से बात करता हूँ, इतने एक्सपर्ट से बात करता हूँ, इतने MFD से बात करता हूँ, अगर मैं उनको बोलूं कि कंसिस्टेंटली आप महीने का 5 कस्टमर एक्वायर करते हो क्या, तो द आंसर इज नो.
राइट.
कंसिस्टेंटली जस्ट लाइक इन अ कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड, ओके, जहां पे आपको टारगेट मिलता है कि महीने का इतना करना ही. Do mutual fund distributors take that target on themselves? No. Right. So what we do is help them build a business which surpasses their first level of contacts. Okay, how we do it is very, very interesting. Using ZFunds app, they can promote their business on Facebook, WhatsApp, other social media platforms. Every day 9 बजे सारे हमारे जितने एजेंट्स हैं उनको एक लिंक जाता है मार्केटिंग मटेरियल के साथ. वो अपने व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस में लगा सकते हैं, वो अपने फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम एक्सेट्रा में डाल सकते हैं. अगर आप 30 लोगों को जानते हो, बट ऑन एन एवरेज मोस्ट पीपल आर कनेक्टेड टू अबाउट 1000 पीपल ऑन फेसबुक. ओके, व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस करीब अगर आप व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस डालते होगे तो आप जानते होगे कि डेली के 200-250 लोग आपका व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस देखते हैं. ओके, हाउ डू यू एंश्योर दैट दीज पीपल कम टू नो कि आप ये म्यूचुअल फंड्स का काम कर रहे हो और वहां से रिवर्स क्वेरी आए? ओके, तो ये सब करके वहां से रिवर्स क्वेरी आता है. each of these posts comes with a custom link for each agent. Okay, अगर वो लिंक से डाउनलोड कोई भी कस्टमर अगर हमारा ऐप करता है या वहां पे लीड क्रिएट करता है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली एडवाइजर को और कस्टमर को दोनों एक व्हाट्सएप मैसेज चला जाता है कि सच एंड सच पर्सन हैज डाउनलोडेड योर ऐप एंड आप इसको कॉल करके क्लोज कर दीजिए. ऑल ऑफ दिस हैपेंस रियल टाइम. We help our advisors grow their business. Okay, what we also do is a lot of times we have seen that we understand the customers better. We as in ZFunds understands the customer much better than independent financial advisors a lot of times. So we have created products like a daily SIP, like SIP packs, which actually customers find it very, very easy. अगर आप किसी को बोलते हो कि 2000 रुपए का सिप करना है, ओके, तो उसको लगता है इन्वेस्टमेंट है. बट अगर आप किसी को बोलो ना कि डेली 100 रुपए जाएगा आपके बैंक से, ठीक है, we've seen everyone does that. Okay, so we have created such products. So one is help them generate leads, and second is how do we help them serve their customers better.
Thanks, Manish. बीच में आपका वॉइस ब्रेक हो रहा था, एक बार देख लीजिए.
lot of these things that we do helps our customers grow their business.
Manish, your voice is breaking. Can you check once? There is a network issue. Your voice is breaking. Just check once. Friends, kindly wait, hold for a minute, and in the meanwhile, आपकी chat section or Q&A में you can put
Better
your
now?
questions. Yeah, it is better. It is better, and you can switch on your camera. I think then.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And साथ साथ अभी you are telling about your entire process of client acquisition and और एक मॉडल आपका देखा था जो WhatsApp मॉडल. Today WhatsApp selling model, most of the time some WhatsApp इसके लिए यूज करते हैं, promoting something, transferring, sending a messages and engaging the people. But आपके पास जो WhatsApp selling model है, how that model works?
I won't call it a WhatsApp selling model, honestly, because it's more of a WhatsApp engagement model where we sell also.
Fantastic. Yeah, sorry,
Okay.
I mean you put it rightly.
Yes, where we sell also. अगर आप देखोगे तो email और SMS as modes of communication are almost dead or dying. आप कितना बार अपना ईमेल चेक करते हो? मैं अपना पर्सनल ईमेल चेक ही नहीं करता. मैं अपना SMS तभी चेक करता हूँ जब मेरे पास कोई OTP आ रहा होता है.
Right.
Okay, whereas all of us, आप किसी को भी WhatsApp करो, you expect a response in 2 minutes.
Right.
हर आदमी दिन भर WhatsApp और Facebook पे. Okay, चाहे वो ईमेल चेक करे नहीं करे, चाहे वो SMS चेक करे नहीं करे. तो it's a reality. It's not that I am doing because I like WhatsApp. I'm doing because our customers are on WhatsApp. We all do. मतलब मैं केवल जो हमारा फिजिकल प्रोसेस है मैं उसी को डिजिटल कर रहा हूँ. अगर कोई भी MFD को अपने कोई कस्टमर से बात करना है, वो SMS करके बात करता है कि WhatsApp करके बात करता है.
But in such case, after a suggestion, today I have large number of MFDs. If these are MFDs, definitely they are using the WhatsApp in a way to communicate. But to refine the communication, to make that communication as an engagement, and that engagement leading to a conversion, आपका क्या राय हो सकता है? आप क्या advice दे सकते हो?
That's where you standardize the process. That's where you bring in technology. WhatsApp otherwise communication के लिए बहुत अच्छा टूल है, कोई भी कर सकता है. बट WhatsApp को इफेक्टिवली यूज करना कि कैसे आपका बिजनेस उससे बेटर हो रहा है, उसके लिए आपको टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए. तो मैं आपको एक बहुत सिंपल सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि हमारे यहाँ पे जो भी कस्टमर्स हैं, उनका जैसे ही यूनिट अलॉट हो जाता है, अगले दिन we are directly integrated with CAMS and Karki, okay, to pull out AMC statements. Okay, so अगले दिन 11 बजे कस्टमर को और एडवाइजर को, एजेंट को अपने आप AMC स्टेटमेंट मिल जाता है. एनी चेंज इन यूनिट्स, ओके, कस्टमर को और एडवाइजर को दोनों को एक WhatsApp में AMC स्टेटमेंट चला जाता है. A very very simple thing, but it reduces my operations cost massively. अगर अपने 30,000 कस्टमर्स को हर महीने 2 बार भी स्टेटमेंट भेजना है तो मुझे 20 लोग बैठाने होंगे. एंड टेक्नोलॉजी से ही अपने आप चला जाता है. सो नो एडवाइजर कॉल्स मी कि सर हमें ये स्टेटमेंट चाहिए. कोई कस्टमर भी अपने एडवाइजर को कॉल नहीं करता कि हमें ये स्टेटमेंट चाहिए. सबको पता है कि अगर यूनिट अलॉट हुआ है अगले दिन 11 बजे वो स्टेटमेंट मिल जाएगा. ओके, दैट्स वेयर वी यूज WhatsApp. ओके, lot of very very simple things. WhatsApp पे आप अपने कस्टमर्स का पूरा स्टेटमेंट शेयर कर सकते हो, पोर्टफोलियो शेयर कर सकते हो, सब कुछ WhatsApp पे कर सकते हो. Entire onboarding can happen on WhatsApp. And this one, we use it for communication. We use it for replacement of email and as a replacement of email and SMS. Second, and a very very important point is, हम जिस मार्केट में ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, which is rural India, okay, the kind of phones that is getting used there are low on memory, etc. So people are not very very comfortable in downloading a lot of applications, mobile applications. Okay, it works beautifully well there. जहाँ पे अगर हमारे जो सब ब्रोकर्स हैं या एजेंट्स हैं उनको बोलते हैं कि आपको ऐप डाउनलोड ही नहीं करना है, अगर आप व्हाट्सएप पे हो तो आप कस्टमर बन सकते हो हमारा, आपका सिप लग सकता है. Okay, so that is where we use the technology to
Fantastic.
our benefit.
Fantastic. One more thing I like the very much, जैसे we know we have MFDs and we have RIAs, mutual fund distributors, and registered investment advisors. And but I have seen on your website you call them as an experts. How this journey, I mean, like certified advisor to a financial expert, how this happens, how this journey happens. And when I call financial expert, I need to be something. I mean, what is that you are doing differently for them?
We ultimately अगर आप देखोगे तो it's just a word. Okay, but uh, you know is mutual fund distribution a profession of choice today? AMFI is doing a lot of things now. Okay,
Right.
AMFI is doing a lot of things now to give give that credit to mutual fund distributors. Okay, पहले तो हम अपने आप को एडवाइजर्स बुला सकते थे, बट अब अपने आप को डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स बोलते हैं. ओके, कैन वी यूज अ बेटर वर्ड? Can we become an expert? The word expert brings in that moral obligation within all of us. Okay,
Fantastic.
ultimately, अगर आप डॉक्टर को डॉक्टर नहीं बोलोगे तो फिर गेम नहीं बनेगा. Okay, and that is the reason we call them experts. To become the journey from a normal selling agent to mutual fund expert, is not a 1 week or a 2 week journey. Okay, it's a long term journey because mutual fund overall is a very very wide field. Okay,
Absolutely.
we cover we have a lot of training programs. In fact, we are coming up with a 6-month calendar now. Okay, which will be open for all our advisors, and depending on what their training need is, they can join in. We currently do it every Friday. Okay, so a lot of these things, right from soft skills, right from skills like how to we'll cover like things like how to close a sale on phone. Okay, to how to use different websites to your benefit, how to use social media to your benefit, and obviously about products, etc. So becoming a mutual fund expert is not just knowing everything about mutual funds. Becoming a
Right.
mutual fund expert is basically that this business becomes my primary business.
It's a fantastic way you convinced, and it's a fabulous way I look at it is for everyone. The expert advice, and the advice is most of the times I've seen the capsules, and then I have seen advice आपका जो SIP pack होता है. Then I have seen the advice like the way you said daily SIP 100 रुपए बना दो, then it can be a 3,000 rupees SIP per month, which will be common for somebody. It's a great way of financial inclusion. I mean,
Yes,
Jan Dhan
2,000 rupees SIP per month, 100 rupees wala 2,000 because 22 working days in a month.
22
let's say.
working days. Yeah, that's the way I
Yes.
look at. One side we talk about Jan Dhan. Shayad, tomorrow if we can talk like Jan Nivesh, this can be
Mhm.
equivalent to Jan Dhan we can make from the mutual funds, and that tool can become much much bigger. But there is one thing surprising for me. This is one side you are catering to the people who are on the bottom of the pyramid and who can give you small money and which is a reasonable money. But you're also focusing on the other side on the wealth management. Currently, आपकी जो assets under advice is little over 1,000 crores. I mean, then you have a PMS in place. How these two, whether it is a conflict or you do separately, क्या business model हो सकता है?
There's absolutely no conflict. When we talk about rural India, we actually confuse it with poor India. So, dosto, rural India is not poor India.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So there is always that jewelry shop owner. There's always that doctor. There is always that petrol pump owner. There is always that garment shop owner or that cinema hall owner in rural India in smaller districts who have the money. आज वो पैसा म्यूचुअल फंड्स में नहीं आ रहा है because the quality of distribution is poor, not because the customer's quality is poor.
Well said, Manish. Recently I was traveling down south in few villages, and I could see the people. I mean, like they are wise, they are wealthy, and not that they are spendthrifts. They're very rich. I mean, they may have, but they may have some luxury vehicles, etc. But they are very conscious of what they are wanted. They need an advice in their own language.
Absolutely, absolutely. तो आज वो पैसा कहाँ जाता है? आज वो पैसा या तो इंश्योरेंस में जा रहा है, या फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट पे जा रहा है, या गोल्ड या रियल एस्टेट पे जा रहा है.
हाँ जी.
Can we up the quality of our advice to ensure that these customers come to us? Rural India is not poor India, and I can tell you with my experience, about 20% of my customers will qualify for wealth management offerings. Of banks like ICICI, Axis, जो इनके higher tier accounts होते हैं, because these are customers who will have SIPs of let's say greater than 50,000 rupees with us, or they will have a AUM of greater than 10 lakh rupees with us. आज अगर वो कोई भी बैंक के कस्टमर बनते हैं तो वहां पे वो प्रायोरिटी कस्टमर बनेंगे. And these are 20% of my customers. So rural India is not poor India. I think lot of times we confuse that.
Fantastic. I think, friends, I would like to say something about Manish's team. Today, in many of these towns, like, it is, whether you take from Sangli in Maharashtra to Dinsukia in Assam, there are customers, there are SIP accounts, there are wealth management solutions. The opportunity is much bigger, and P30 at Aditya Birla, we call them as emerging markets, and there is a huge opportunity. And I would like to tell you something, Manish. We have at Aditya Birla Sun Life, we have a Nipun Academy, which we run for MFD trainings. And we have an exclusive e-learning module to create new MFDs, which is called MFD Ready Platform. People, like the way you said, the 12 modules, we have those 14 modules run through the e-learning, then 3 mock tests. Currently, we have success rate is little over 80%, means every four people out of 5, they are getting certified, and most of them using that platform. That's a way we can, probably we will also come back to you and bank on work with you together.
No, we should work together on that.
Yeah, it's like, we'll make this distribution expansion big way, and
Yes.
glad you have confirmed. And if I can go back to some of those questions, very interesting questions which have come from the audience, I'll just talk to you and take this is a pilot question. Hai Sachin Mehta se, this model, is it primarily offline or front end will be collecting the forms and service? No, absolutely, but you can guide him.
We are 100% online. Last month हमने 75,000 transactions process किया है.
Fantastic.
केवल 10 transaction forms से था.
Fantastic. I think it's app based.
Absolutely. We get transactions from every month. We get transactions from, let's say, 400 districts.
It's a purely digital, and it is online.
100% digital. A lot of times, Sachin ji, हमने physical transactions को मना किया. Physical transactions हम मना करते हैं to an extent कि अगर कोई agent या advisor physical transaction लगाना चाहता है, तो हम उनको बोलते हैं कि आप फॉर्म भरिए और आप ही हमारा कोड और अपना कोड जो भी सब कुछ डाल के आप नियरेस्ट म्यूचुअल फंड ऑफिस या आरटीआई ऑफिस में जमा कर दीजिए. The reason for this is, this is, जब हम स्टार्ट कर रहे थे तो मैं भी ये काफी बार सोचा कि हम बिजनेस को क्यों मना कर रहे हैं. बट ऑनेस्टली टुडे ऑल आवर कस्टमर्स आर हैप्पी. जिस टाइप की सर्विस हम ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शंस में दे सकते हैं, ऑफलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन में हम नहीं दे सकते. ऑनलाइन अगर आप हमारे साथ ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन लगाते हो तो जैसे ही पैसा क्रेडिट होता है, आपको किसी को फोन नहीं करना, कुछ नहीं करना, आपके पास ऑटोमेटिकली एक व्हाट्सएप आ जाएगा कि आपका पैसा आ गया. जैसे यूनिट अलॉट होगा, आपके पास ऑटोमेटिकली एक व्हाट्सएप आ जाएगा कि ये स्टेटमेंट है, यूनिट अलॉट हो गया. ऑल ऑफ दोज सर्विसिंग वी विल नॉट बी एबल टू गिव if you do it on offline, and hence we discourage offline transactions completely.
Absolutely. I think today the customer is fully digitally conversant. All that thoda sa prayas karna hai, convince karne ka, then we are at home. And this question coming to you from Kaushik Gada. What is your approach to the rural investor? Most of it you have explained, but how you do risk profile and how do you do asset allocation and which kind of funds you suggest?
So there are two parts to this. One, how do we do risk profiling? Like I said, 100% of our business is sub broker or agent based. Okay. So there's a person, there's a qualified person at the other end who's doing the risk profiling, etc.
Haji.
Okay, so that part we cover. Once the risk profiling, etc., is done, we have two modules that a customer or the advisor can select for the customers. Though we have, so the two modules are one is recommended products, okay, or model portfolios. Recommended products, every quarter we come up with recommended funds across categories, large categories. We come up with recommended funds, and that is available on the app. That is shared with all the MFDs who work with us or the sub brokers who work with us. Second is like KS mentioned, we have something called SIP packs.
Yeah.
अगर आपको या आपके कस्टमर को recommended products से भी select नहीं करना है, okay, we have beautifully created this SIP packs which work like recharge packs, and we call it so अगर आप हमारा ऐप देखोगे तो दो टाइप के पैक्स है, छोटा पैक और बड़ा पैक. Okay, so each of these packs, so 1,000 rupees SIP pack, 2,000 rupees SIP pack, 5,000 rupees SIP pack are chota packs, and then 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 are bada packs. And then you can create your apna pack also. Okay. All of these have, curated funds inside these packs. आप उसमें जाके अपने customers को बिल्कुल. So our research team is about 8 members led by a CFA. Okay. They research the funds on almost everyday basis. They come up with rankings every quarter. I can tell you that only 40% weightage is given to past performance in our ranking. Okay, the tribute to that is we have avoided the top performing funds in the past. Okay. Wherein the performance actually dipped, so it worked in our favor. And we've also selected some of the funds जहाँ पे performance pick नहीं किया था, purely on valuations. Okay, so only 40% weightage is given to past performance. Balance 60% weightage actually goes to things like valuation, price to book ratio, price to earnings ratio, concentration score, fund management team, pedigree, SIP book. All of that, and all of that research is done in-house, okay, which is reflected on the YouTube channel also. If you see our YouTube channel, most of those funds which are in our recommended list gets covered.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I've seen some of your YouTubes, they said the way that is explained, probably from mutual fund house, I may not be allowed to do because of various regulatory constraints, but the way जो ग्रामीण की भाषा में, डिजऑर्गेनाइज्ड की भाषा में जो एक्सप्लेन कर चुकी है ना, इट्स अ फैंटास्टिक. मेकिंग म्यूचुअल फंड, आई मीन जैसे वहां एक शब्द था इन्वेस्टमेंट आसान है, शायद एक्सप्लेनेशन भी काफी आसान से किया था. इट्स फैंटास्टिक, कुडोस टू यू. एंड देयर इज वन एनोनिमस अटेंडी, आई थिंक फिर भी मैं आंसर करना चाहता हूँ. ये अटेंडी का क्वेश्चन है, किसी भी कंपनी के साथ सब ब्रोकर बनने में रिस्क रहता है, हम एमएफडी को सब ब्रोकर बनने में क्या फायदा है? फ्रेंड्स, this interaction with Manish ji is not to make anyone to be a sub broker or anything. It is to get to model kind of opportunity, how we can add to our businesses, or how we can get some of our new distributors wherever you want to expand. Probably they can tie it up with them whenever they are coming in the model you want to expand. It is only to create an understanding. Please don't construe this is to you make a sub broker. Absolutely no. And there is a question coming from Ram Ratan Singh. What is your business model? How it is profitable when you generate, and how to generate interest of MFD with a trial commission? The ticket size is small.
Very, very interesting question. In terms of revenues, we all know that we are an extremely low margin business. पूरे वर्ल्ड में शायद ही कोई बिजनेस होगा जो 0.5-0.6% मार्जिन पे चलता है, apart from trading business. Okay, so we are an extremely low margin business. The only way to crack this is use of technology. Like I said, हम पिछले मैंने 75,000 transactions process किए थे, and my total team strength is only 40 people. Only 40 people. So per person, we process about 200 transactions a month. Okay, and to give you a perspective, ये 40 लोग जो हमारे साथ आज है, एक साल पहले भी ये 40 लोग ही थे जब हम 15,000 ट्रांजैक्शन ही प्रोसेस करते थे. But technology gives you that scalability. Okay, so same 40 लोग के साथ आज मैं 75,000 ट्रांजैक्शन प्रोसेस करता हूँ. अगर फिजिकली करता तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं होता, इसीलिए हम फिजिकल ट्रांजैक्शंस को ना करते हैं.
Fantastic. Shahid, there is another question related to that was asked by Saju Philip. जब आप टेक्नोलॉजी की बात कर रहे हैं ना, what is the technology or software you use to manage this many customers and distributors for onboarding the customers and onboarding the distributors and paying out to the distributors?
So there are 3 modules within our app. One is the marketing module, which is the front end. Second is the transaction or the customer servicing module, which is the middle office, and finally there is a brokerage module. Dilip ji, all of these 3 modules are built in-house. All of these 3 things are built in-house. We are a technology company. We believe in building things ourselves. And that is so there are 2 things that we bring to the table today. One is understanding of our customers, and second is understanding of the technology. ये 2 काम मुझे लगता है कि हमसे बेटर कोई नहीं कर सकता है, और ये काम मैं आउटसोर्स इसीलिए नहीं करता क्योंकि हमसे बेटर कोई नहीं कर सकता है.
Fantastic. Shahid, एक side you have an high tech, because most of the team comes with the technology background. I've also seen some of them are the financial experts in terms of qualifications like CFA and CFP. And then you have a on-ground sub-broker model, just high tech and high touch together, reaching to the rural India.
So in fact, to manage that kind of scale, we have only 10 people on sales.
Fantastic.
Out of the 40 people, we have only 10 people on sales side, including me.
And if you can tell louder, our jobs are at threat now.
The biggest part of my team is technology and product, and the second biggest part is research and content.
Fantastic. I think kudos for the model, and you adapted. This is a question coming from Sanmukh Patel. What is your YouTube channel? I think Mr. Patel, they got 2 YouTube channels. One is ZFunds, second is ZFundshala for the education. They have 2 YouTube channels. You can have a look. It is it's a very simple language the way they convey it. And this is another question coming from Mr. Avinash Kadam. How to educate rural people about the mutual fund investments in their language and changing their mindset? काफी important question है ये.
So look, mutual fund का जो education है अविनाश जी, it's not a one-time process. It's a journey. अगर आप खुद भी अपने existing customers में भी देखोगे, जब उसने first time mutual fund start किया था, और अगर कोई 5 साल से या 3 साल से म्यूचुअल फंड कर रहा है, तो his understanding जब उसने म्यूचुअल फंड स्टार्ट किया था और आज उसका जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, और अगले 3 साल बाद उसका जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगा, they'll be very, very different. So it's such a product because there are emotions attached to this product. Okay, वो जब तक वो हाई और लो नहीं देखेंगे ना, तब तक एजुकेशन कंप्लीट नहीं होगा. Okay, now how do we ensure that education doesn't lead to drop-offs? कि वो एडुकेशन का प्रोसेस इतना टफ नहीं हो कि कस्टमर ही छोड़ के चला जाए. अगर हमारा काम केवल उतना ही है कि वो एडुकेशन का प्रोसेस इतना वॉलेटाइल या इतना स्ट्रिक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए तो कस्टमर छोड़ के चला जाए. उसके लिए हम क्या करते हैं कि गिव देम वेरी वेरी सिंपल प्रोडक्ट्स. Okay, give them simple products like a large cap fund. Okay, and my experience, Avinash ji, मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ. Though as an industry, as an insider to the industry, we like talking about balanced advantage funds. We think it is right for first time investors, but balanced advantage fund first time investors को समझाना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. Okay, so give them simple products like large cap funds. Let them understand that first, and then keep on increasing the level of difficulty. Okay, introduce things like liquid funds. आज के date पे liquid funds are generating very good returns. Till about 1 year back, liquid funds से better savings account हुआ करता था. But liquid funds are back in focus. Okay, give them very very simple products like liquid funds, large cap funds. It's a process, and you have to take it like that. जैसे एक बच्चे का एडुकेशन क्लास 1 में ही खत्म नहीं होता है, उसको 15-16 साल का फॉर्मल एडुकेशन सिस्टम के थ्रू जाना पड़ता है, वैसे ही एक इन्वेस्टर का एडुकेशन एक प्रोडक्ट में या एक साल में या एक महीने में कंप्लीट नहीं होगा.
Very well explained. Very well said. There are 3 questions I'll club together because of the paucity of time. A question एक रामरतन सिंह का है. How you engage LIC agents in the beginning after empaneling? And he's also asking a question. You have built an agency force for around 4,000 people. How much time you took? And another question related to this is coming from Rajiv Pandey. How insurance agents will get satisfied with payout rates of the mutual fund distribution?
It's basically a 3 question में पूरा industry covered. So we took about 2 years to build this platform, to build about 4,000 strong distribution force. But my view is that for the first 3,500-4,000 people, we went really slow. Okay. Over the next 2-3 years, we'll run much faster because we understand our distributors, we understand our customers, and our customers and our distributors understand us now. Okay, so the journey, so like I say that the first distributor, it took me 3 days to convince him to work with us. Okay, now every day we add about 10 to 12 distributors every day, and I don't even talk to. So, with each passing day, it is becoming easier for us, and we are running much faster. Second, what was the first question, K.S.?
Yeah, it is like how you engage these LIC agents when you acquire with the trainings.
जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी बताया कि these people are a part of rural personal finance ecosystem. एक LIC एजेंट को सब कुछ समझ में आता है. Okay, he's selling a much more complex product than mutual funds.
Absolutely.
Okay, trust me, I have met a lot of LIC agents and a lot of mutual fund distributors. एक LIC एजेंट जिस टाइप का फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग कर सकता है, म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स नहीं कर सकते. Okay.
Probably, it may not be like that, but I know LIC agents are most respected, and they have a simple plans with a longer term. And mutual fund agent got a complication.
The way they explain, plus we think really short term. कि आज market ऊपर है, आज market नीचे लगा दो, and all that. So the way they sell is very different. Okay. So training them is much easier because वो customers के साथ they have a very strong relationship. Okay, and they understand personal finance. We just have to train them about the products. Okay, now coming to why would mutual fund distributors or why would LIC agents work with us as mutual fund distributors, or why would they at all become mutual fund distributors? Because LIC में payout बहुत ज़्यादा है. Okay, and mutual fund में कम है. So जैसा कि मैंने बोला पहले भी कि because of AMFI का mutual fund सही है campaign, a lot lot of customer demand is coming. Lot of customers now, they understand the difference between SIPs and insurance plans. So a lot of customer demand is coming. तो हम जो LIC एजेंट से हम इंटरैक्ट करते हैं, हम एक ही चीज बोलते हैं कि द पॉइंट इज वेरी सिंपल. कस्टमर को म्यूचुअल फंड चाहिए, आप नहीं बेचोगे, कोई और बेचेगा. अगर कस्टमर को कुछ चाहिए तो वो अपने आप ढूंढ लेगा, चाहे हो सकता है 2 महीने बाद ढूंढ लेगा, बट वो लेगा. उससे बेटर है कि आप बेचो. एंड so second point is you can sell mutual funds to practically each and every member of his family. You cannot sell insurance to each and every member of his family. The coverage is much wider, and I can tell you, I talk to about 100 insurance agents every month, even today. एक कॉमन पॉइंट है, सब यही बोलते हैं कि 20 कस्टमर से मिलते हैं ना, तो एक कस्टमर इंश्योरेंस लेता है, और 20 कस्टमर से मिलते हैं तो 15 म्यूचुअल फंड लेता है. The strike rate is also much higher. So we are moving much faster than insurance, in terms of market penetration.
That's fabulous. It's a great news to hear, and you are perfectly right. The strike rate for the mutual funds is very high, and today slowly it has become a pull product rather than the push product.
Absolutely. It's become a pull product.
Yeah. And for an insurance advisor, this is a complementary source of income, like the way agriculture and animal husbandry will go hand in hand. You have one season, and that's absolutely.
Plus, आप ये देखो कि अगर आप 5 साल 7 साल, can you retire as an insurance agent? Might be yes, but can you retire with mutual fund as a mutual fund agent? Once you have a decent AUM, you can retire. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to acquire new customers.
Yeah, of course, both together, I wish no one should retire. We should serve our customer for longer. I mean, there is one interesting question which is coming. Probably I'll take a couple of questions, then we can wind up because I think, already it is, I've taken 7 minutes more. And it's like, what is the typical monthly income of a new person joining? I mean, they're asking a ballpark average earning of your average distribution, first question. And second question is, if there is a, what kind of structure of sub-broker commission? This question coming from Karthik Iyer.
Mm-hmm. So look, we run multiple schemes. Our agents today can earn anywhere between 50% to 85% of the commissions that we earn. Okay, depending on how and where they are placed. They can earn about 50% to 85% of the commissions that we earn. Plus, we also run a lot of sales contests. Okay, a lot of sales contests. We understand that take 2,000 rupees ka SIP agar aap karate, to the entire first year you earn about 50, 60, 70 rupees. Okay, basically you don't even fetch for your petrol expenses. Okay. So there are a lot of sales contests that we run. There's a lot of buzz around it we have created. Okay, to ensure that at least till the time you have a decent AUM or per customer, you don't lose money. Okay. Second, answering the main question, which is how much on a ballpark you can earn. It's a very, very difficult answer. If you mutual fund, like everyone knows, you don't start earning from day one. But if you're serious about it, my view is by we have seen serious people going up to like 60,000, 70,000 rupees of commission per month by end of first year.
Fantastic. In rural India, 70,000 is a fantastic income.
Yes. But you have to be serious about it.
Absolutely. If you are not serious, don't be in the business.
Yes, we've seen people create, people who have created 15 lakh, 20 lakh rupees of SIP book in 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad the kind of model which you have is Maybe I can call it the 3C model. You earn through your contest, you earn through your commission, you earn through the convenience, because the kind of time you spend on conversion is much lesser when you use the
Absolutely.
platform. That's the way it is working.
Absolutely. You have to. So आज के डेट पे क्या होता है कि 80% टाइम हम ना बैक ऑफिस और मिडिल ऑफिस में लगाते हैं, बट विद जेड फंड्स आप 80% टाइम नए कस्टमर्स एक्वायर करने में लगाते हो. बैक ऑफिस और मिडिल ऑफिस सब मेरा हेडेक है.
Fantastic, thank you so much. I think, there are a lot of questions, lot of appreciations to you. I mean, a few of them, they are appreciating once you said rural India is not a poor India. And today every Indian takes a pride the being an Indian. I think, it's a truly an Amrit Kal of India. And Manoj Amarwal, his form name, you are asking, his form name is ZFunds, Z is a ZFunds. You can look at and Mr. Thakur, Vikram, we can share the recording little later. It will be available on the Cafemutual website, and we can get there. And then there is a Sudha Krishnamurthy. There's a last question which I'll take. Do you prefer to employ more people for moderate salary or few people for a fatty package?
Like it's a it's a mix of both. Honestly, we have people at reasonable compensations, and we have people at lower end of the compensation also. When you are building a business, मतलब केवल मार्बल से घर नहीं बनता है, चूना और मिट्टी भी चाहिए.
Well said, well said.
And they probably contribute to the strength much more than marble.
Fantastic. But thank you so much, Manish, for your wonderful interaction. I really appreciate the way you have developed your business model. For MFDs, one last question I would like to ask, if you have to give one or two suggestions for MFD as a business model, if you have seen the rural and you have seen the urban, you have seen the HNIs, you have seen the middle class and lower middle class, what kind of advice you give it to MFDs to expand their business?
So two advices, and I give this advice to all the people who work with me. Like everything else in life, our business also has a value chain. Value chain के 4 parts हैं: customer, distributor, platform like ours, and AMC. Advice ये है कि ये वैल्यू चेन में सबसे ज्यादा और सबसे पहले कस्टमर कमाएगा, उसके बाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर कमाएगा, उसके बाद प्लेटफॉर्म कमाएगा, और उसके बाद एएमसीज. ओके, ये बिजनेस अगर लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए करना है तो लाइन मत काटिए. ये वैल्यू चेन ऐसा ही रहना चाहिए. अगर लाइन काटोगे बहुत ज्यादा दिन नहीं चलेगा. So that is one advice. And the second advice is what I call, the business model can be explained in a ratio which is called car, CAR. Okay. C stands for number of customers. A stands for assets per customer or AUM per customer. And R stands for brokerage rates. Lot of times we focus on R. बट जो भी ये बिजनेस 10 साल 20 साल के लिए करना चाहता है, आप ये समझ लिए कि 99% ऑफ योर इनकम विल कम फ्रॉम सी, और 99% ऑफ योर इनकम विल कम फ्रॉम सी एंड ए एंड नॉट फ्रॉम आर. डोंट फोकस ऑन आर, focus on C and A.
Fantastic. I think both the advices are more valuable, and it's a great takeaway. It's like, looking at a value chain. I mean, don't miss that value chain. Don't break that value chain, and take care of your customer. And the car ka chabi C ke paas hai, not R ke paas. It's your customer is the most important, and your customer gives the AUM. Your AUM gets you the revenue. Focus on C, then you adapt to A and R, and that's where it will go. And it's a great interaction, and I am also great to learn your journey from the wealth management to the digital policy bazaar, to Paise Bazaar, to then today urban. And the model, I think many people would not have would have thought it is a profitable, but it is going to be a laborsome work. And you have taken the road less traveled, and it is a fantastic. I'm glad to see the number of customers and number of distributors with you, and the AUM or assets under advisory is also going up. that shows a fantastic way. It is a great interaction to the lessons from the master. Truly, today it is like take a lot of takeaways for the people. And another takeaway, like जब आप LIC agents के बारे में बात कर रहे थे ना, it's a that is a time everyone can become LIC. That is a lifetime investment consultant for your own customer. You be an LIC. That's the way you can work on it. It's a way. And I invite Nishant to make this concluding, and I thank you so much for you. And I also thank all the audience, wishing you all a wonderful Samvat 2079 and Happy New Year. It is going to be a wonderful year, and some of these models definitely you can adapt with Nishant coming in. And Nishant, it's thanks for this opportunity to connect with Manish. And I thank all the audience who have joined, and thanks for the Cafemutual team to making us to interact. With not only the masters, but also our masters on the ground, our master financial distributors, our MFDs. And for me today, Cafemutual Cafe is CAFE is like, you be a certified ARN, but become a FE, financial expert. Then you become a Cafemutual for your investor, and you can build your business. Over to you, Nishant. Thank you so much, Manish.
Thank you, KS.
So, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. KS and Manish, for such an insightful session. It was lovely listening to you both. Manish, I personally liked your thought, like rural India is not poor India, the value chain, the car phenomena. And Mr. Rao, you covered all relevant aspects very nicely. So thanks a lot once again. And finally, I thank each one of you for being such a wonderful audience. Happy Diwali and New Year, guys.
Thank you. God bless and Happy New Year.
Happy Diwali.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.